Hello guys, this is Robert of R.D.B and Son here. Got a new assessment here, a little journal assessment of the MS380T. It's a new piece of equipment I got from our landscaping company, R.D.B and Son Lawns. And this is just a general walk around as to what I got here is the mini skid. And I'll just give you a general overview here. And then I go into detail as to what I've seen so far, what I saw online, and some things that I'm changing to make this product work better for me. Here I have the bucket off because I can't fit it in my shed with the bucket on because I have some mowers there already. And so I took it off so I can fit it in my shed with the length needed for this equipment. This is a 2-pump system. Also, I don't have the bucket on. Like I said, I took it off so I could fit it in the shed. This is the bucket that is attached to it. It is a 45.3 inch bucket. And if you can see from the depth, and you can see this piece of wood here as to it holds a good bit, but it's not a real big bucket. It's good to be able to move smaller amounts, but it's good for the fence. Also, you can see here that I had tried to get the Titan attachments, skid steer attachment. Basically what it does, it mimics the attachment here to go in the skid steer, but it is also attachable to my John Deere components, which is this root rake grapple that I have for my John Deere 1025R. So I thought I could have something that would be compatible with both units, but that Titan attachment is made for a big skid steer and not the mini skid steer that has the smaller plate. So I'll be sending that back through Amazon shortly. Also, another thing that's different on the attachment is if you was trying to do something like this, these are 1/4 inch connectors for the John Deere, and here on this mini skid, these are 1/2 inch flat face connectors. So you would have to change those, and I have the connectors to change those up, but since it doesn't work, I would not be doing any changing with those. So I guess we'll just go ahead and get started from what I see so far. I lubricated the fittings here, and first thing I did when I got it, I just got it like 2 days ago, and it was late, so I just did a little things with it when I took it out of the box. Also, I add some pictures when I took it out the box too, so to show how it was shipped. The only thing I see here, it has a bolt at this connection. It should be a lubricating fitting there, but what I did, I ordered fittings SAE and metric to be able to try to fit a actual Zerk fitting there to get lubrication there at that point. And you definitely want to have lubrication there, because you do have some type of looseness there. It's not completely tight, but you do want to have it lubricated on that piston, and not the piston, but the bolt there. And these connections here are like so. It's spring set, so when you rotate it, it drops in and locks in the attachment on the front of your bucket. And you see here, these are lubricated, and I have lubricated them. These fittings are Zerk fittings that are on it. I'll go ahead and remove one so you can see it. It's different from the fittings that you normally use with most American products. It's sharper edges on it, and it's more like a 35-degree angle. But the Zerk fitting does work with my grease gun. I have a DeWalt automatic grease gun that I use, a cordless, and it does work with it. But I'm gonna replace all of those fittings for this machine. Same thing here. I'm gonna go up to the top, and you can see here there's no fitting here on each side of the top of the piston here for the lifting mechanism, but you do have a bolt here. So I'm gonna try to remove that bolt in the future and then put a grease fitting, a Zerk fitting there. And as I move around, like I said, you have you have your attachments here that's made for having a third function type piece of equipment attachment for it. And again, this is the MS380T. I purchased this off Amazon, and the price on Amazon, you have a fitting here at the top, so that works. And this one is another one, guys. You can see here, there's no fitting here at the top or at the bottom, but you do have the bolt like I was speaking of before. So same thing at the front here. Same thing at the front here. Sorry about that, guys. The lens got top, so got blocked. So those things I'm gonna try, and once I change those, I will let you know if it does. I can remove the bolt if that does work, and you can add a Zerk fitting. I did get this off Amazon, and I used my Amazon business account, and it was $5,229 for this equipment. Once again, it's a 2-pump system. I thought it was a 3-pump, but it is a 2-pump, and I used some of my points, so I only paid $4,000 for this, and that was shipping, taxes, and everything to my home here. And this is the hydraulic tank here in the front. It's pretty good sized tank. You got the fluid level indicator on the side. That's the fluid that was in the tank itself. That's one thing I did. I checked and see if it had oil in it, and oil is in it. And it does have a plug to be able to drain the tank, and it's on the side. I can't get to that. You got your battery here. It came with the battery. The battery was charged. You have a horn here on the inside, and you have your drive gears here on each side of the equipment. And you have your starter and so on and so forth for your engine. You have an engine guard here, and it's to keep the heat from coming off your exhaust, and the exhaust tip here that blows out of the side. But if you have it on low RPM, it's gonna blow and have black soot right there. As you can see here, you have your hydraulic cooler, and you have a fan here, and it folds out so you can have access to the engine. A lot of people, as I was reading online, they was talking about this rubber grommet here, a rubber piece, that it was very flimsy. But this is a very solid piece of rubber here. It looks like that's something that was replaced at some point. They probably took note of it, and it's hard, and it rests right here on the cooler. So you can see that it's pretty solid, so it don't get down to the metal and damage the cooler itself, because you can see the cooler is aluminum. You do have a locking mechanism here, guys. You can see here, and you just slide it in the notch, and it holds the top of the enclosure for the engine open. And like I said before, you have this insulation here to keep the heat off the muffler, so it don't damage the plastic intercooler here, so you don't have problems there. And you can see from the front here, you have more hydraulic couplings here, and this goes to the top as far as your controls. And then you can try to get you guys around where you can see the oil right here. That is your oil stick, and it is, if you look at it from this point of view, it looks difficult to get to. They do have an access hole on the left side, but you have to have a baby hand to get in there and access the oil stick right there. As you can see, trying to just get the camera to see it, it's located right there. That is it right there. But you can see it's very difficult to get through to that from that hole, which I do not use it. What I did to get to it is I removed this cover here, and this is the cover for the back of the engine, and this right here is your fuel. This is your fuel cap. A lot of people is telling me about the fuel cap at angles, not telling me, but I saw online that the fuel cap at angles is once you go up at an angle, the fuel will come out of the equipment as you come out at angles. But here, this is a solid cap. This is a steel cap, and you can see that the steel cap has a O-ring in it to seal itself at the top, and this is all metal as well. So now it looks as though it would prevent, since that metal to metal and it has a rubber seal inside, a rubber gasket, it seems as though that would prevent the fuel from coming back out, as I had some other people talking online about previously having issues with it. To remove this enclosure on the back, you have 2 bolts here, 1 bolt there. You have 1 bolt there, and a 12mm. If I can recall correctly, you got 1 there, and you have 3 at the bottom. So you have 2 on the side in the middle. I'll back up so you can get it. So you have 2 on the side in the middle, 2 at the top, and 3 on the bottom. What I'm planning on doing is taking that cover off, and then going to a fabrication shop to get the metal piece, about some 1/2-inch metal, and run across there to add weight for counterweights. So that will it'll be a natural counterweight to support lifting up heavier items. Here, once you take that off, guys, you can see the stick, the oil stick is right there. You can reach your hand in without the cover there. When your cover is off, you can reach your hand right in clearly and easily to be able to check the oil there. That is your oil fill. You have it's a twin. This is a Rayo 739cc, 23 horsepower engine. And you can see here to the left, you have your gas filter, and you have a lot of gas lines that goes to the engine itself. You also have your spark plug. You can't see it now, but you have a spark plug on each side of the engine here. But the cover's on, that's preventing you from seeing that. Right here, you have your power switch. This is the disconnect switch. If you've been looking at some other machines like this talks about how if you don't cut the power switch off, the machine will seem as though it's still running, and it will add hours to the machine that it may not necessarily have because you have the power switch on. So all you do here is you pull it out, you rotate it, then you pull it out, and you rotate it, and that's how it turns your power on and off, so you can have access to the key function here. Because if you don't have the power switch on, you won't have power light up here. So now you see power light up there, and once I go to turn the power switch off, now that it's up, all my power is gone. So it's like a disconnect for the machine. So once you turn that disconnect, it's straight up, your power is gone. So I turn it back around over. Now you see the power has been applied to the machine again. So that's one of the key things that I was online that they talk about. Make sure when you secure your equipment, make sure you turn that power switch off so your hours won't be racked up for no reason. And as I step up on it, this is the kick plate here that you stand on. It's pretty solid, guys, and it has one thing I like, that it has this piston here that pulls it up, so you're not pulling it so much with your hand, because as you can see, I pull it down, and as I pull it up, you can see it goes up on its own. It pulls it more on its own than me. See how it pulls it in? So this is a very nice feature that they added as an upgrade to this equipment here. You also have these rubber pieces here. They're pretty thick. They're around maybe 2 inches thick, and that helps balance your weight so it don't have you hitting metal to metal. That was an item that I was reading online that I had other purchasers speak on. And they also added a nice metal diamond plated plate on top of the original plate. So that would give you a good area for slip resistance, so you won't slide off the back of it. So this looks like some pretty nice upgrades to the machine so far, from the ones that I've seen online anyway. So here you have, let's go through the components here. Here you have your gas. One thing that you got to be careful of, the turtle is up high, the rabbit is down low. Now, normal in machines, the turtle is usually down and the rabbit is up. So one thing that messed me up when I started this machine, when I had it in the box, was that I was used to that and I had it on rabbit instead of turtle, and it wouldn't start. I had some serious issues trying to start it because I had all the gas on it. So that's one thing you got to be aware of, guys. These Chinese machines, make sure you look at it because their setup is a little bit different than normal Americanized machines. Here you have your key, so you can turn it off. It comes with these 2 keys, guys, so you can have one as a spare to set up for later. You can have for later if you lose it. So pretty good. I just haven't done mine yet because it's brand new. You have these functions here. You got the horn, then you got your fan, and that fan button, let's go around and show you what we got going here. That fan is to run the fan on your oil cooler. So you turn that off. Here you also have a light switch. It does come with lights. And you can see the lights are on here. You have 2 lights, but I'll close that up so you can see it better after I go through these switches here. Also, you have hour meter, and things are set up pretty good for English here because previously I had a lot of people said that the components here and all the warnings were pretty much not useful at all, but here it's set up nicely. It has your hour meter here. It has your voltage for your battery also on it. Here you have your oil temp, and it has oil temperature there, kind of self-explanatory. This also has a fuel gauge, guys. I only put a half a tank in it so far because when I first started, I just wanted to get some so I can get it off the pallet. I didn't want to put too much fuel just in case I encountered problems. And I referenced the issue that others were saying they had when they tried to move it and it was spilling out the back of the fuel gauge fuel point here. So I didn't want to encounter that. That's why I only put 50% in. Here you have your choke. So you pull up, your choke is on. You push down, your choke is off. You also have a 12-volt outlet. See here? And that's how it looks. That's good for charging your phone. But I would, if you had a phone charger here, I would make sure you add some type of Velcro to be able to attach your phone to it while it's charging. Because otherwise, everything here, it could slip off and fall. And next thing you know, you will not find your phone while you're doing a job. Here is the controls. I'll give you a broad overview here. You got the handle in the middle, and you got your support here. That coming off a little bit, but you got the same thing on this side, your support and your joystick type handle, and then you got your middle handle here that can lock in place. So this is for your third function, so you can lock it in place on each side. And these are the directions here. And it tells you pretty much what you can do with each side. So if you want to move forward, push it forward, self-explanatory. You want to move rearward, pull it rearward. And then you can see how you can raise and lower your bucket by pulling down and pushing to the side. So you push to the side, to your right with this one, and your bucket will go up. You push to the left, your bucket will go down. Here, you go forward, you push forward, and you go back pretty easily. And you can rotate your bucket with this one. On the right side, you push it to the right, your bucket will go down. You push it to the left, your bucket will rotate up. You have to get kind of acclimated to it. What I usually do is kind of stabilize my hand on this the support so you can be able to get a smooth move forward and rearward when you operate in this machinery. I'll go ahead and start it up for you guys. Once again, this is a MMS 380 skid steer. MMS 380T skid steer. And I'll go ahead and put everything, put the cooler back in. And that's how it sits, guys, once you put that in. And I'm gonna go ahead and lower. Oh, sorry about that, guys, got you again. I'm gonna go ahead and lower the hood. I'm gonna push up on the hood slightly with my head and then pull it out. And then it recesses back on the side. And once you put it on the side, you just go ahead and lower the hood like that. So the hood gets lowered like so, and you have this clamp here. So the clamp, you just rotate it inward. And you gotta excuse my hands, guys. It's cold. It's been cold the last couple of days. I've been outside. Yeah, just getting real actually, just ridiculous. But this is it. That's it. MMS 380T. So I'll go ahead and turn the lights on so you can see how that looks from the front. Okay. This is how the lights look, guys. That's how it looks. I haven't used it in a night setting yet. Like I said, I haven't done any work with it. This is just an initial review because I just got it. So I'm gonna get on the back and start it up for you guys so you can see how it sounds. So it start right up. I previously had it started up, so it's not like it is a cold start. I started it maybe 5-10 minutes ago and brought it out and brought it out to this point to check to see if this this attachment bar, the skid steer to John Deere bar will work, and it will not. So that would not work for it. So if anyone looking to get the Titan skid steer bar, thinking the Titan skid steer to John Deere attachment bar will work for a mini skid, it does not, because this plate is a lot bigger. It's designed for a real big normal skid, not one of these mini skids. Another thing I did is these tracks. A lot of people talk about the tracks. They say the tracks keep coming off. They're always having issues with them. These tracks are 180 by 60 by 42. And it's actually labeled on it, but you can't see it now. But that's the part number, 180 by 60 by 42. And what they say happens is these points, I had others say that these the track points, that they're rough, but these aren't sharp at all. And they said that the roller bars here, the roller at the top here, they say these edges are sharp. But maybe they have taken care of that because these are not sharp. These are a rolled edge. So most people said that they sand these down to make it around it so it doesn't damage the tracks on them themselves. But this is the port to access the tightening tracks and loosen them. I haven't looked to see if it was a crease port or a screw port as of yet, because these skids, as you can see that they're very tight. They're not super tight, but they're sturdy to the point where they don't look like they're loose at all, and they're staying on. But even though I haven't driven it far, they stayed on. But what I did do to mitigate that in the future is I have ordered some new tracks. The new tracks actually come in tomorrow, and they are heavier duty track, and they are they cost $269 for one, and I will attach it to this video. I ordered it 2 days ago, and it's already getting delivered here tomorrow. And it's skid steer. I forgot the name of the company, but I'll attach it to the video if you're looking for tracks for a Chinese mini skid steer. Like I said, this track is very unique. It is a skinny track, and it only comes on these little Chinese mini skid steers, and you can't replace them with a track that's from other skid steer companies, because their tracks are 180/72. So the dimensions on those, 180/72/42, these are a 60. And this one is down where you can see it. This is a 180/60B/42. But the numbers that you're looking for is a 180/60/42. The 180 is the width, the 60 is I forgot. But the 42 is the length. So it has 42. If you change that number down or up, the skid, the track itself will be longer or shorter. And they said it depends on how much slot you have within it, as if it would work. But most places say they don't. So I just went ahead and found a company that has these exact numbers for the tracks, and they are a thicker leather, and they are thicker rubber, but they are L-shaped tracks. And so you can see, the only thing also I would tell you guys is you can see how these skids, these tracks, they're tearing up the dirt. I just turn here so I can be able to look at my John Deere components to compare, to see if I could be able to use that Titan attachment. And you can see how the soil has been affected. So what they say is to make sure you put a piece of wood down, a piece of plywood, the dimensions of these tracks, so when you turn, it won't damage the soil or your grass if you're doing work in a yard. All of my work will be within lawn care, so I do landscaping, and I definitely will need some boards to go down whenever I turn it, so I don't damage the grass itself. When I brought it back here, I damaged the grass in my yard, so I found out firsthand that those tracks do quite a bit of damage. But that's it, guys. So far, that's all I have for my initial. Oh, I'm going to show you the actual the label for it. Come on and clear up. Okay, here we go. This is the label. This is everything that's associated with it. 2025, 730cc, 3600 RPM, serial number, engine, and bucket capacity. So that's on the side of the skid steer itself. The only thing I didn't have, I had pretty good, I bought mine through Amazon, but it was directly from the MMS company. And they are located in China, but they do have stores here in the U.S. that store the equipment, warehouses. So once you buy it off Amazon, they shipped it to me within a week and a half. So they also is very much so want to know if you have any problems. Once you receive it, they'll contact you to see if everything went well, see if you have any problems with the machine. And I notified them I did not. And I did notify them that I was thinking it was a three valve machine vice a 2-valve, but that's fine. For the price, I can't complain. And the other thing is, the other thing I did inquire about was, I said I would like to have a maintenance manual that tells me about the controls and everything associated with this machine. And within the same day, they sent me an email. Actually, they sent me a text, because I had my phone also sent to them so they can contact me for delivery. And they sent a text regarding needing my email, and they sent me the manual for this machine that same day. So, and that was from the company in China itself, not from the American warehouse. It was actually from the distributors in China. And they also said that if I have any problems with the machine, to just let them know, because they always looking to improve the service to the customer. So that is from those points, it's a great feeling to have a piece of equipment where you can be able to communicate with the manufacturer, and they provide things that you ask for, or provide answers to questions you may have about a machine. So far, everything's been good. Everything has been nice. I'm gonna get these skid steer tracks in tomorrow, and I'm gonna switch these out. And I'm gonna just have these for backup, because I don't want to take I already have so many people was talking about how many problems they have with the tracks, and I don't want to even deal with it. So I just went ahead and purchased the tracks firsthand, so I can, when I do start working with it, I don't have those issues. So I'm going through trying to take care of the issues that others have talked about online, and try to mitigate some of those things. So far, that's all I have, guys, and I thank you for coming here and watching this with me and being a part of the R.D.B and Son family. Thank you, and you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.